All right, we're going to talk about the anatomy of a baneful working. If you've cast a hex and sometimes they hit hard, sometimes they don't hit, and you wonder why some hexes hit instantly and others burn the hell out like a cheap ladder, the answer is kind of simple, honestly. Baneful magic is not just chaos or anger. Okay, it is structure. It is engineering. Okay, if you don't understand the anatomy of a baneful working, you're pretty much trying to fight with a cooked noodle, which isn't going to get you far. And that's coming from an Italian, and we throw noodles pretty hard. Okay, just joking. It's not going to get you far, okay? So I'm going to lay out the full structure. I want you to think of this like the skeleton, the organs, the nervous system of a real hex, okay? So the current is the power source. It's not your anger. It's not your aesthetic. It's your current, okay? Your current is the force created by your inner energy, and it's braided with the spiritual stream that you pull from. It could be ancestral, chthonic, elemental, planetary, deity aligned, whatever, built slowly through your practice, okay? If the current is weak, the hex is going to fizzle. If the current is chaotic, the hex can scatter. And if the current is focused, the hex will become an arrow, okay? A strong, baneful current feels calm, cold, steady, intentional. That is a signal that you're ready. Okay. The thread is that the spell needs a pathway to the target. This is the thread. Okay. You establish it through a tag lock, their full name, their reflection, their voice, by locking onto their energy, if you're skilled to do that. Okay. Now a thread works like a fiber optic cable. If the connection is fuzzy, the spell is going to become unstable. If the thread is really clean, the energy is going to travel directly. Okay. Now with the container, this is where most beginners are going to fail. Okay. The container is what holds and shapes the energy. Okay. Container could be a jar, a poppet, a candle, a mirror, a petition, a box, a sigil, or any object really that you want that you're choosing for your symbolic value. The container is the mold. You pour your intention into it and it holds the shape. Okay. Now the edge is the baneful component. The edge can come from herbs, okay, like chili, thorns, wormwood, nails, glass, vinegar, belladonna, rust, really anything that matches the intention. It can also come from energy alone, too, or from a deity whose domain includes consequence, okay? The edge does not power the spell. The current powers the spell. The edge is simply the blade that the force is built on, okay? The command is the intention that is spoken clearly as an instruction, not as a wish, not as a maybe, not a command, not a manifestation. For example, strip their luck, reveal their deception, block their influence, exhaust their resources, okay? The command must be short and precise. If the spell has too many instructions, it becomes confused and loses focus, okay? Then you have the release, and this is the moment that the spell deploys, okay? It can be done through fire, breath, smoke, burial, breaking, sealing, or any other method. The release must be final, okay? Whenever you release a hex, you let it go. You don't hover. You don't worry. You don't check it every 5 seconds. Doubt disrupts the current, okay? Doubt disrupts the current. Release means release. The shadow cost is not backlash. Backlash only happens whenever someone hexes recklessly. The shadow cost is simply the energetic pressure that moves through you as you push force outward. This is why grounding is mandatory. I don't care what anyone tells you. This is why warding is non-negotiable. It's not moral cost, it's energetic cost. The same way lifting a heavy weight uses your muscles. Then you have the 3 variables that determine impact. 1, how connected the target is to you. 2, how strong your current is. And 3, how stable the container is. Okay. Most hexes fail because the container is sloppy as hell or the thread is weak. Oh, a little bit of an advanced technique for you with layering. You build multiple containers with multiple commands, all tied to the same thread. And this is how you hit someone from several angles at once. It is a little bit more advanced, okay? You don't want to do it until your current is steady enough. And that's something we'll get into later down the road. But the drip hex, okay? This is a slow burn hex. You choose a container that decays, okay? Like a lemon, okay? Yes, a lemon, or rusting metal, okay? And as it breaks down, the target's energy breaks down with it. This is extremely effective for long-term influence. Then you got the snapback. This is not a return to sender, okay? It is a force multiplier. So you gather the energy that they sent you and you push it back with an edge attached. Only do this if your current is strong enough to hold their energy briefly before redirecting it. If you're not sure about that, do a one-on-one with me. That way we can do target practice and I can evaluate how you hold other people's currents safely. Now, the reality of why wards are required is because if you hex without warding, you're doing spiritual surgery with no protection. Stupid. Your wards stabilize your field and filter any loose energy while the spell is forming and releasing. The stronger your wards are, the cleaner the hit's going to be, okay? You are the current. The herbs are the edge. The container is the form. The thread is the path. The release is deployment. Okay. This is how baneful magic works when it's done intentionally. Of course, there's more to it than this. This is a really good start for you until we get to the next part. Okay. If you have any questions, let me know. This was a sample of my hexology tier on Patreon. You know where to find it. LANK in the BIO.